Hey guys, my name is Darrell, and today I'm going to teach you everything there is to know about the Yoast SEO plugin for your WordPress website. Now, what is the Yoast SEO plugin? Well, it helps you optimize your website to get indexed and crawled by search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. It also tells people what your website is about. Now, let's give you an example. If I go to this website right here, wordpress.com, we can see it has a description, create your site today. And it has a little brief synopsis of what this site is all about. Now, this can all be done with the Yoast SEO plugin. So let's go ahead and just dive right into this. I'm going to go ahead and go to my dashboard, my WordPress dashboard, and I'm first going to install Yoast SEO plugin. So I'm going to go to plugins, and you're going to go to add new, and go ahead and type in Yoast. Alright, so this right here is the Yoast SEO plugin. You're just going to go ahead and click on install. So I'll give you a brief example of that. I'm just going to click on this one. You're going to click on this one. I'm just showing you what it's going to look like. And you'll be brought to this page. You're just going to go ahead and activate the plugin. Okay? And once you've activated it, it'll be under your installed plugins. So go ahead and scroll down right here. Or fine, I have so many plugins. So mine's way down here. So the Yoast SEO plugin. Now, if you've noticed on the left side right here it says SEO. You can just click on that as well. All right, great. So now we're at our general settings. Now let's go ahead and get started. Now first, let's just go ahead and go to your info. So your website name and an alternative name. And this is pretty simple. So are you a person or a company? I am a person. So I typed in Darrell Wilson. Okay, and once you're done, click on Save Changes. This is kind of the easy stuff, So next, click on our Webmaster Tools. So as you guys can see, I've already submitted my website to Bing Webmaster Tools and Google Search Console, which used to be called Google Webmaster Tools. Now, let's go ahead and show you how to do this. I'm going to click on Google Search Console. All right. Now, you're given these options right here. So if you haven't reached this page, it's probably because you don't have a Gmail account. So go ahead and just create a Gmail account really quick and go ahead and re-click that and you should be brought to this page. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go to my HTML tag. This is the quickest way to do it. And you can just copy this right here. Just copy this. And go back and just go ahead and just pop it in and click on Save Changes. All right, that's it. You're going to do the same thing for Bing Webmaster Tools. I think Alexa now charges, so you might want to double check. And I'm not going to do it for Yandex because I don't know. I just don't want to. So next I'm going to go ahead and go to the security. And you want to leave this disabled. So you don't want other people messing with your content. So leave this disabled. They kind of, throw options weird. It's like, do you want to jump off a bridge? Click here. It's just like crazy options they offer in this sometimes. I don't know why. So we've covered the basics right here. Now let's go to titles and metas. So a title separator. So what is this right here? Well, if I go over here to this search engine right here, you see right here how it says about and there's this dash, a dash. This guy right here chose to have a colon. So go ahead and just put in, oops, I'm going to close this. Go ahead and put in what you would like. I kind of like this right here, so that's up to you. And next we're going to go to our home page. Now they've changed this in the new update. So let's go ahead and click on editing the front page itself. Okay, so we're brought to the front page. Now you can go ahead and click on this right here and go ahead and type what you want to be here. Now this is going to be seen by visitors and it will be seen by Google. So make sure it's relevant to your website. I cannot stress that enough. So how to make a WordPress website, create your website. I could use other words, however I chose to just use these ones. And for your meta description, this is going to be your meta description. So my keyword right here is WordPress website. Now you can test the strength of your word right here under focus keyword. I'm going to type in tamales. So if I type in tamales, right away it says, this is not really related to tamales. Oh, I clicked enter. Sorry. So it's not related to tamales. So I'm going to say, it's related to WordPress website, right? There you go. So WordPress website, and just go ahead and edit these to your liking. Take the time to really think about it. This is very important. There are options right here. However, I will get to this in a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and just update this. And I think my meta tags or my meta description and my SEO title is fine. So I'm going to click on this right here, this SEO title. And right here we have titles and metas. So we're on the titles and meta section. So we did homepage. Now we did post types. Now this is going to look different from what yours. It's going to look something like this right here. It's going to have a bunch of stuff right here. Now for SEO purposes, just delete everything. Only have your title. Now why do I do this? Well, if you go to these other websites over here, are they going to have their page? Are they going to have all this other information? No, you just want visitors to know the title, a brief description, that's it. Don't give them too much information because it'll over optimize your site and it could rank you down. So just make sure you just have title. And I've talked to a lot of SEO experts and they all recommend to do this. Now for your meta description template, go ahead and just leave it on Excerpt. So what is Excerpt? Well, we can click on this little drop down arrow right here and go to our basic variables. And this right here tells you what these do. So Excerpt, it gives you a brief synopsis of what the page is about. And that's what we want. We want it to have relevant information to the page. But you're more than welcome to put in, a site name or a title. Feel free to do this. However, most SEO experts will tell you just to have Excerpt. So I highly recommend to leave it on Excerpt. However, you are free to do whatever you like to your website. And do you want this site indexed by search engines? Yes, you do, because if you don't, how is it going to get ranked, right? There are some pages that you don't want indexed. However, I will get to that in a little bit, but generally you want these indexed. Now, we want to go ahead and hide the date. We don't like messy stuff, and we want the meta box to show. And this is for posts right here. So for pages, do the same exact thing. Just give them the title, say Excerpt. Just give them a synopsis about what the page is about. The same thing for media, and the same thing for projects, and affiliate links. Now this can get a little tricky, and I don't want to go into affiliate links too much, but if you are an affiliate and you're watching this, you should know that you should be cloaking your affiliate links. So this really wouldn't matter. However, you can go ahead and just put no index for your affiliate links. If you're cloaking them, you can go ahead and say, yeah, sure, index them. Why not? They're cloaked anyways. For those of you who are affiliates, if you have too many links on your website, it could rank you down. So that is why people cloak them or do no index. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. And for our post type archives, you can go ahead and leave this blank right here. This is pretty standard settings. And yeah, go ahead and let it index. And click on Save Changes. Now these are good for SEO. These strategies I'm teaching you are used by top SEO experts. So I'm just sort of following what they believe and relaying the message to my viewers. Next, under taxonomies. Now, we don't want this stuff indexed because a lot of this stuff can create duplicate content issues. And Yoast knows this already, so they've actually had the settings of no index. So unless you're a very good SEO expert, I would leave these options all as no index. So all of these are no index. Except for the link categories, which is standard. So make sure your link categories are indexed. Okay? And click on Save Changes. All right. And for our archives, the same thing. However, make sure this is on no index and don't change this. And if you do change it, you better make sure you're an SEO, you're SEO fluent, because this can create duplicate content problems. In fact, it even says on this description that it can create duplicate content problems. So make sure to leave this on no index. And all these settings right here for the database archives, we've already enabled that. And for the meta robots, we want to go ahead and leave that as no index because we don't want to have duplicate content. That does not look good in the result of search engines. And right here for our 404 pages, so if something's not found, it's just going to say page not found, site name, etc. And right here, same exact thing. These are pretty standard settings. Yoast has done a good job. So I would go ahead and leave this unless you want to be creative. Okay, so I'm going to click on Save Changes. And lastly, we're about to other. So for our site-wide meta settings, we want to go ahead and leave these unless you are a fluent with JavaScript. You would go ahead and mess with these settings. However, for purposes, you want to go ahead and leave this disabled. Now, this right here, so use meta keyword tags. Unfortunately, Google doesn't really use these anymore, so that's why they say, I don't know why you want to use these, but sure, if you want to. They're not indexed by Google, so everyone's like, ah, screw it, we don't care anymore. So save changes, everything looks standard. Next, we're going to our social. All right, so right here, go ahead and enter your Facebook page URL, your Twitter username, all of your information for your social networks. And a good word of advice, make sure that this is a fan page, because if this is your private profile, guess what? If somebody shares it, they're going to be brought to a private profile. They're going to say, oh, this sucks, dude. This guy linked me to a private profile. What the hell? So make sure this is correct, okay? All right, and once you're, take the time to do this. I understand I am going a little fast. However, it'll take a lot of time to put all these in. So I think you know how to enter a URL. So just go to your Facebook, enter URL. There you go. So next, we're going to go to Facebook. Make sure this is all under enabled. It's very good for your header sections. So make sure leave these all enabled. And your image URL. So what image do you want to show when somebody shares it to Facebook? Well, maybe your logo, maybe something that is relevant to your website. So make sure you upload an image that is relevant to your website, like your logo, because if somebody shares it, they're going to see that image, and you want them to, to show something that's relevant to your website. And this right here is for apps. So if you're an app developer, you're going to head and put in your Facebook app ID right there. However, most of you watching this are probably not Facebook app developers, so I am going to go ahead and skip that section. Now for Twitter, same thing. You want to leave that enabled. But for over here, we can go ahead and put, maybe you want a summary with a large image or a summary. So that means if somebody shares it, are they going to see a summary with large image, or are they going to have just a summary? Now, we're going to change this option on the other section that I said I will get to later. So if you do want to summary with large image, you can go ahead and leave that, and I will get to that in a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this under summary. Basically, if somebody shares your website with Twitter, you want that image to show, and I will tell you where to put that image. Okay? So next, Pinterest, same thing. So you will have to confirm your Pinterest account and just enter in your Pinterest information there. If you're a heavy Pinterest user, it's in your profile settings. You just go ahead and copy and paste the information. I don't really use Pinterest too much. I think it's more for girls. I don't know. That's my ex-girlfriend used it. I don't know. I don't really use it too much. So lastly, just go ahead and enter your Google Plus URL. That's it. And save the changes. Next, we're going to get into something a little bit more complicated, but don't worry. We're going to do this step by step, which is the XML sitemaps. So this is our XML sitemap. However, I like to use another website to get an XML sitemap. And right here we have our user sitemap, our post types. This is basically saying, what do you want indexed in the XML sitemap? And you can also exclude posts. So for example, let's just say you're having a sale and it's only for like a few days. Maybe you don't want that to be indexed by your XML sitemap, but I'm going to go ahead and give you another website where you can just download this really quick and be done with it. And the same thing for taxonomies. So these are all in the sitemap. So I'm going to go ahead and just click Save Changes. And like I said, if you want, you can click on it and get your XML sitemap there. But we need to actually have a digital copy. We need to download it. So I'm going to go ahead and go to another website, and I'll put this in my description, xmlsitemaps.com. Now this will create a sitemap for your websites where we're going to upload it first to our root domain, and then we're going to submit it to Google. Okay, so just stay with me. And right here, go ahead and enter a URL. So darrelwilson.com. Now change frequency. How often do you want to index it? Well, I'm going to say every month. Yeah, and that's it. And I'm just going to click on Start now. Everything else is ready to go. I'm going to click on Start. and it's generating the generation is in progress. And if you've noticed, they've actually seen some of my pages. I don't know if that went really fast, but they know what is on my website. Now, to download this, just click on right here, file here, and there you go. So it's downloaded. Now we need to upload this to our root directory. Okay, so go to your website and then go to your cPanel. So your website -cPanel. Okay, so stay with me. This looks complicated. Don't worry, it's a breeze. Go ahead and enter your password for your cPanel. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll down over here and go to File Manager. And we want to go ahead and have it for our web root and go to right here. So make sure it's on your website. I have hundreds of them, so make sure it's on your web root and go to Go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and find my website right here. You're going to find yours. So there it is. And you're just going to go ahead and upload this file right here. So that's it. So you can go ahead and click on Upload. And guys, make sure it says XML Sitemap. If there's any numbers in there, if there's anything at all, take it out. Make sure it's very basic. So right here I have my sitemap. That's it. I'm just going to open it. Right here it's uploading. I think it's done, right? Yeah, so it says, I think it's done. Yeah, that was fast. So I'm going to click on Go Back. And there it is, Sitemap XML. Cool. So that's it. Now we want to submit this to Google. So we want to go to the Google Search Console now. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter in Google Search Console. And go ahead and click on the first one. See, before it was Webmaster Tools, and it's still kind of like that, but I don't know. I'm just click on the Google Search Console, and go ahead and find your website. And if you need to create it, you can just go ahead. It'll ask you like there'll be a little box, you know, just submit your website right there, and we can go ahead and just click on this. Okay, and we're gonna go to let's see right here, crawl. I think it's sitemaps under crawl. And you can go over here. I've already submitted mine, as you can see. So I am just adding in a lot more. So they're saying error, error. But you're going to go to add test sitemap and then just type in your XML sitemap. XML. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do this. We're going to go back to our, we need to get the correct address. So if we go over here, when I clicked on the sitemap over there, so if you need this, you're going to go to your XML sitemaps, and you can find it here. Click on that. There you go. So we need to go ahead and make sure that this is the correct address. So we go back over here, and now we can go ahead and submit it. So just go ahead and click on Submit. There you go. Item submitted. Refresh the page. All right. So it's done. Everything looks pretty good. Okay, so that is how we submitted our sitemap. If you have any errors, guys, feel free to contact Google. And there, sometimes, guys, things happen. You know, I don't know why, but it's just sometimes you just get like weird errors, like doesn't work or something. But this is not that important, so don't worry. And next, we want to go ahead and go to, well, it is important, but you know, it's not like gonna make or break your website, you know. So we've done with this section. We've submitted our sitemap. Now let's go to the advanced section. All right, so breadcrumbs. Now what are breadcrumbs? I will get into this right now. So let's give you an example of what is a breadcrumb. So I'm gonna go over here to, you know, WP Beginner has them. So yeah, WP Beginner. And let's see here if we can find anybody with breadcrumbs. See, maybe these guys have it. No, here, let's just type in WordPress tutorials WP Beginner. Okay, see right here how there's this little arrow? That right there is a breadcrumb. Okay, so as you can see, other websites just have that dash right here, same thing. They have breadcrumbs enabled. Now guys, I want to highly warn everybody, if you are not a developer, don't bother messing with this because it can actually break your theme. So I don't want to be responsible if your theme breaks, okay? So you don't need to have this. It does look kind of cool, but I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of how to do it, but make sure your website or your theme supports breadcrumbs, okay? Now let's go ahead and get started really quick. We can go ahead and scroll down. So if you want to go ahead and first let's leave this disabled. And then we can go ahead and say, you know what, I want to enable these breadcrumbs. And we can scroll down and how to insert breadcrumbs into your theme. Just go and click on that little link. And we want to go ahead and copy this piece of code right here. Okay. So go ahead and copy that piece of code. And right here they even tell you. So you can put it inside your single PHP and or your page PHP just above the page title. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to my settings. Or no, it's under appearance, I think. Yeah, under appearance. And go to your editor. All right. Now over here under the templates over here, we want to go ahead and put it, we can put it under single page. Is that right? There we go. Okay. And we can go ahead and we can put it under our before article title. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put update file. All right. And I'm going to go back to my website. All right, cool. You see this little thing right here? So that home there, that thing is now there. So I know it's working. So if I go to my store, see how I have little arrows now, the store? So these are my breadcrumbs and my breadcrumbs are good to go. Now, the DB theme supports these guys, so be very mindful about breadcrumbs, okay? Yeah, I can't stress that enough. So I'm just throwing that out there. So let's go ahead and go back over here. And now I'm going to delete the breadcrumbs. So editor, appearance, and it was under my single page. Just go ahead and ignore all this if you haven't messed with it. I would contact a developer just to make sure you're doing everything correctly. Oops, let's go ahead and delete all this. Now I messed up the code. Now I have to delete it, huh? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this now. I'm going to update the file. And if I go back to my website, it's gone. It is gone. Rest in peace. All right, so I'm going to go back to my dashboard now. And we're going to keep going down these settings. And so click on the SEO right there. Following is blocking your XML sitemaps. I will fix this later. I'll just click on fix this. It's probably because I uploaded so many sitemaps for these tutorials. So, okay. So I'm going to go to my advanced section now. And we've done the breadcrumbs. So feel free to mess with these settings. However, if you're not a developer, just ignore all this. So yeah, I'm just going to go and leave these disabled. And now for your permalinks, this can also make or break your website. So be very mindful. Now, this can actually be for your cleanup permalinks. You can go ahead and put keep. And basically, let's say you type in your website, right? Like mine is darrelwilson.com, and then you have a page like store. If I type in something like this, and then I press enter, it will actually redirect it back to the store. So it sort of cleans up these words if somebody types something in wrong. So that is what that is referring to. I would go ahead and leave all these standard, like I said, unless you're a JavaScript developer. So if you are, you probably don't need me to tell you this. So I'm going to click on save changes and our RSS feed. Now, generally for your RSS feed, you want to leave it after. However, you can have it before and leave it like that. Now, if you want to go ahead and find your RSS feed, you can just go ahead and type in your website -feed. And under all of this code right here, it's buried under there. So you can go ahead and find it somewhere. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, it's in here somewhere. You know, I'm not gonna go through this and look. I'm way too lazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave these and save changes. All right. Now we're gonna go to our tools. So we have this new bulk editor. So let's go ahead and click on bulk editor under tools. Now this will allow you to basically title your pages in bulk for SEO purposes. So right here, I changed the title to Steps to Make a New E-commerce Website. I spelt it all wrong, so I'm probably going to want to change that. And over here, you know, about me. So about me or about me. And you can just go ahead and save that. And there you go. So this is for your SEO purposes. Okay. And you can also do this for the description. So if you want a meta description, you would put that in there. And I might actually consider buying their pro version, because with their pro version, I can find and delete these broken links. Because I'm too lazy to go on Google search and find all these broken links, but Yoast does it. So I highly recommend getting their premium plugin. Once you're comfortable with it, don't just buy it. You know, look into it, but I know that they will find broken links for you, and you can delete them. So next we have our Search Console. So we've already done this basically by what's it called? Putting in our sitemap, but we can go ahead and click on Get Google Authorization Code, and just go ahead and allow it. And simple, just copy and paste this bad boy in there, and there you go. Authenticate. All right, done. So let's just go ahead and skip this section. Now it looks like we're almost done, guys. So these are the additional extensions. So you guys can get the local, the news, how to optimize your videos, and the premium version, which will delete those links. And that's the only thing I really care about. But let's go ahead and give you a better example of how to use this plugin now. So I've shown you all the options. Now you see right here how it's under like a yellow, a green. So basically it's saying this page is optimized for, you know, what you're talking about. Now we can go to something like themes over here, and right here I have WordPress themes that I recommend. So let's go ahead and we can optimize this page now. So I'm going to click on my edit page. So best WordPress themes. So obviously this page is not optimized whatsoever. So what should I put here? Well, I'm talking about WordPress themes. So best themes 2016. And then maybe I can talk about the best WordPress themes. Get the best reviews for free updated monthly for your WordPress needs. Now you see how it's in green right there? So they're saying, okay, cool, you have enough content, because if you add too much, Google won't actually be able to see that. So right here they're saying, you know, Darrel, it's okay, but you can do better. So I can probably write in best free. There you go. And my link right here. So this is another SEO secret. You want to have it best WordPress theme. So when you create these pages, make sure it's exact. So best WordPress themes. I'm talking about best WordPress themes. Now, if this says something like P page something else, it's not optimized. So when you create these pages, make sure to change that. Now, another thing I want to talk about is these other options right here. So on every page, you're given these options right here. So for a Facebook title, if somebody shares this page, what do you want them to see? Now, you should have an image right here. So if somebody shares it, like I said, you want an image, right? And go ahead and give them a brief description about your website. So when somebody shares it, this information will show up. And for your Facebook title, so I'm going to put learn best WordPress themes 2016. And right here, I can talk about, you know, You know, I'm so lazy. So yeah, so the best free and paid WordPress themes of 2016. Get in-depth information for your WordPress website, and then I'm probably just going to upload an image of something like the WordPress logo or something like that, right? So that makes sense. So next we have our settings right here, and generally you want these to be follow, so you want these to be indexed by Google. There's very rare circumstances where you would not want your pages to be, you know, searched by Google. So unless you're, you know, SEO fluent, I would just leave these options blank. So for breadcrumbs title, same thing. If you use your breadcrumbs, this is where you would put in your title and your other URL. You can just go ahead and leave this blank, because if you leave it blank, it will just give you your default permalink, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm going to click on update. Okay, so it updated. Now I want to show you guys one more thing before I let you go, and that is some other settings over here. So if I click on SEO and I go down to tools, we have we can check your SEO scores. You know, it doesn't work for me sometimes. I don't know. You can just click on it, and if it works for you, you know, cool. Recalculate SEO scores. And yeah, that's all it does for me. So all right, I guess that it worked, you know. And import and export. So you can import and export your SEO settings. So if you have SEO settings for Yoast for another website, you can import it or export it, or you can import it from other SEO plugins like All-in-One, Woo Themes, all these right here. So that is something else to take a look at. I'm going to go back to Tools page. And lastly, I want to talk about the robot text file. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the file editor. All right, so this is our robot editor, and or robot text, and this will allow us to crawl. So we kind of need this right here. So we can click on this create robot text file. However, it gives you this file right here, and we can just go ahead and copy this, okay? And there's other ways to do this. So if you, well, let's just do it this way first. Let's just go ahead and copy this, and I'll give you another website that will allow you to do this. But I think this is perfectly fine. So we have this right here. We go ahead and go to Notepad. Make sure you go to Notepad, and then just enter that information. And you want to go ahead and save as. And make sure this says robots text. Just like that. Make sure it's just like that. If there's a 1 symbol, if there's anything at all, make sure it looks just like that. Robot text. Okay? And you are going to say OK. And last thing we're going to do is upload this again to our root domain. So we want to go to our cPanel. So darrelwilson.com, our cPanel. And I'm just going to go ahead and put in my password right here. All right, and next I want to go ahead and scroll down and go to the file manager and the web root. All right, so I need to find my website right here. I know it's here somewhere. Okay, there it is. And you're going to upload it here. So you're going to click on upload and do it the same way. Now, I've done this so many times, I have like, this is not good. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. You want it to look just like this right here, robot.text, okay? And to do that, just click on upload and upload it here. I don't want to upload another one. My site it's been thrashed, so I trust that you just choose it and go back and make sure that it's there, okay? So that's all I wanted to tell you guys today about the Yoast SEO plugin. It does help for SEO purposes. Now, if you want your website to actually rank and go up, you guys can actually go ahead and purchase one of my what's it called? SEO campaigns or packages. So what this does is I outsource all of my work to India. That's why my prices are so dramatically cheaper. And it's way better to do this than to hire a company in the United States, because they're going to charge you somewhere between, $800 to $5,000 a month. So go ahead and check this out. Browse around, take a look, compare prices. That's all I wanted to say. I hope this tutorial was very helpful for you guys. Yoast SEO plugin is recommended by top SEO experts. So congratulations. And if you have any questions, this was a god-awful tutorial, just tell me in the comments section. Like, dude, this was the worst tutorial ever, dude. Like, you're getting a thumbs down, brother. So that's it. Thanks for watching my tutorial, and I'll see you guys later.